Hello everyone. I'm Vidya from English Magaz and welcome back. Today, we are diving into Chapter 5 of your Class 10 English Language and Literature book, First Flight. This chapter, Glimpses of India, is a journey across India's vibrant cultures and landscapes. It has three beautiful parts, a baker from Goa, Coorg, and tea from Assam. First, we'll explore the first part, A Baker from Goa by Lucio Rodriguez. Are you ready to step into a story of warm memories, fresh bread, and the charm of traditional Goan life? Let's get started. Before we dive into the story, let's get to know the author, Lucio Rodriguez. He was a famous essayist from Goa, known for his deep knowledge of Konkani folklore and tradition. He wrote in both Konkani and English, bringing local stories to readers all over. He even worked as a professor, teaching folklore at universities and sharing his love for Goan culture. His essay, A Baker from Goa, captures some cherished memories from his own childhood encounters with a local baker, or padder as they're called in Goa. So, what's this story about? In A Baker from Goa, Lucio takes us back to the sunlit villages of Goa, where life revolves around the rhythms of community, food, and festivals. The central character here is a baker who represents an age-old tradition of bread making passed down through generations. This baker's craft is not just a job, it's a cherished part of community life. With each loaf, he brings warmth, flavor, and a sense of togetherness. Alright, now let's explore the text. The story begins with the author's nostalgic reflections on the Portuguese era in Goa. Back then, bread was an essential part of daily life. The elders recall how these loaves of bread were unique, unlike anything we'd find today. But even though those days are long gone, the bakers remain, carrying on their craft as their fathers did. The furnaces they use are the same, and the familiar sound of the baker's bamboo staff announcing his arrival still echoes in some villages. In Goa, bakers are called padders, and their craft is more than just a profession, it's a family tradition. For Lucio, the baker was more than just a person who brought bread. He was a friend, a companion, and a guide, visiting twice daily, once in the morning for his selling round and again in the afternoon after he emptied his basket. Can you imagine waking up to the rhythmic dhung, jhung sound of his bamboo? Children would rush to see him, not for the loaves but for the round bread bangles he carried. These bangles were a treat for the kids, more prized than any loaf. The baker had a unique style. He'd arrive holding his basket with one hand and tapping his bamboo stick on the ground with the other. He'd cheerfully greet the house lady with a good morning, before placing his basket on his bamboo. Although the children were often nudged aside by adults, they'd peek into the basket, eagerly taking in the smell of fresh loaves. This excitement was part of their morning routine, and they remembered it fondly, even as adults. The baker's attire was also unique. He wore a kabai, a knee-length single-piece dress, setting him apart from everyone else. Back then, the kabai was like a uniform for bakers, and if someone today wears knee-length pants, people often say they look like a padder. In Goan culture, bread was more than food. It was essential for celebrations. For example, marriages weren't complete without sweet bread, known as bol. Feasts, festivals, and gatherings all had their own types of bread. The lady of the house would need bread for her daughter's engagement sandwiches, and festivals like Christmas wouldn't be the same without bolinhas and other baked treats. Bread brought people together and added joy to every special occasion. Baking wasn't just a tradition, it was also a well-paying profession. The baker collected his bills at the end of each month, recording everything on the wall with pencil marks. The author notes that bakers were typically well-fed, happy, and financially secure. Their plumpness, he jokes, was proof of their prosperity. Even today, a plump person might be compared to a baker, symbolizing a life of satisfaction and plenty. So, what do we take away from this essay? A Baker from Goa is more than just a description of bread or bakers. It's a heartwarming reflection on the connections people share, the traditions they carry forward, and the warmth of community life. Lucio Rodriguez gives us a glimpse into a simpler, joyful way of living, where even a loaf of bread could bring people closer. With this, the first part ends. Here is the list of literary devices used in the first part of the chapter. Pause the video and go through it. Now we will explore the second part of Glimpses of India, titled Coorg by Lokesh Abrol. Let's know a little about the author. Lokesh Abrol is a gifted photographer, filmmaker, and writer. He doesn't just capture images, he captures the essence of a place, telling stories through both visuals and words. In his essay on Coorg, he brings to life the beauty, traditions, and people of this enchanting region. It's not just a description, it's an invitation to experience Coorg's charm with all our senses. Now, let's have an overview of the second part. In Coorg, Lokesh Abrol transports us to a magical land nestled in the Western Ghats. Known for its mist-shrouded hills, emerald green forests, and sprawling coffee plantations, Coorg is a place where time seems to stand still. The land echoes with tales of bravery, cultural pride, and the melody of traditional Coorgi folk songs. Abrol invites us to experience the beauty of nature and the resilience of the Coorgi people, both deeply rooted in the spirit of this land. Let's begin our journey to Coorg. In the opening lines, Lokesh Abrol sets the scene by describing Coorg's location. Situated halfway between Mysore and Mangalore, Coorg feels like a slice of heaven on earth. It's a land that seems almost mythical, blessed with a unique charm that Abrol likens to a piece of God's own kingdom. Inhabited by proud and independent people, Coorg is known for its lush rainforests, spices, and coffee plantations. Rainforests cover nearly 30% of the district, offering visitors a rich natural landscape to explore. Although the monsoon season brings heavy rains that deter most tourists, Coorg comes alive from September to March, when the weather is perfect. Imagine breathing in the crisp, cool air, with a faint aroma of coffee that fills every corner. Doesn't it make you want to visit Coorg right away? Lokesh Abrol introduces us to the native people of Coorg, known as Kodavas or Corgis. The Kodavas are known for their fierce independence and are believed to be of either Greek or Arabic descent. How fascinating! According to one legend, Alexander the Great's soldiers, unable to return home, settled in Coorg, married locals, and created a unique culture that has lasted for centuries. Their cultural influences are visible in their traditions and attire. The Kodavas wear a traditional outfit called the kapiya, a long black coat with an embroidered belt, similar to the Arabic kufiya. This distinct dress is not just fashion, it's a connection to their roots. The Corgis are known for their exceptional bravery. Abrol describes Coorgi homes as places of warmth and hospitality, where guests are welcomed with stories of valor. Did you know that Coorg has produced some of the most decorated soldiers in the Indian Army? The first chief of the Indian Army, General K.M. Karyappa, was a proud Coorgi. Interestingly, Kodavas are the only people in India permitted to carry firearms without a license, another symbol of their bravery and unique cultural identity. They embody a balance of pride in their heritage and a warm heart openness to others. Abrol then paints a mesmerizing picture of Coorg's natural beauty, focusing on the source of the Kaveri River, which originates from the hills of Coorg. This river is home to the Mahasir, a large freshwater fish, and is a place of joy and relaxation for the wildlife in Coorg. We see kingfishers diving for fish, playful squirrels and langurs tossing fruit, and elephants enjoying their baths with the help of their mahouts. It's as if every creature in Coorg is part of a larger, harmonious symphony of nature. Coorg isn't just for those who want to relax, it's a heaven for adventure seekers. With activities like river rafting, canoeing, rappelling, rock climbing, and mountain biking, even the most laid-back visitors find themselves drawn to adventure. Trekkers are especially delighted by the numerous walking trails, winding through Coorg's forests, where birds, bees, and butterflies accompany them along the way. Wildlife enthusiasts are also in for a treat. Coorg is home to macaques, Malabar squirrels, langurs, and slender low-rises, who keep a watchful eye from the treetops. However, as the author humorously mentions, he prefers to stay out of the way of the wild elephants that roam these forests. For those who love scenic views, a climb to the Brahmagiri Hills provides a panoramic sight of Coorg's mist-covered landscape, offering a view that takes your breath away. And there's more. The rope bridge across the Kaveri River leads to Nisargadma, a beautiful 64-acre island that feels like a hidden paradise. And as a delightful surprise, visitors might encounter Buddhist monks from Bilkuppe, India's largest Tibetan settlement, dressed in red, ochre, and yellow robes. Their presence adds to Coorg's mystique, blending spirituality and serenity into this beautiful landscape. So, what makes Coorg so captivating? Through Lokesh Abrol's lens, we see Coorg as more than just a place, it's a living story of nature, culture, and adventure. From the proud Kodavas and their rich heritage to the lush landscapes and vibrant wildlife, Coorg truly embodies the soul of India. This part of the chapter invites us to respect nature, cherish tradition, and embrace adventure. With this, the second part ends. Here is a list of literary devices used in the second part of the chapter. Pause the video and go through it. Now we will study the third part, Tea from Assam, by Arup Kumar Datta. Let's know a little about the author. Arup Kumar Datta, an accomplished writer and journalist from Assam, has authored over 30 books, including novels for young readers and books on diverse topics like the Brahmaputra River and Assam tea. In 2014, he received a Lifetime Achievement Honor for his contributions to children's literature. In Tea from Assam, he introduces us to the world of tea, its beauty, its history, and its people. Before we delve into the details of this part, let's have a look at its overview to help you grasp its theme. In Tea from Assam, Arup Kumar Datta takes us on a vivid journey through Assam's tea estates, where acres of green tea bushes stretch across the land, and the air is filled with the rich aroma of chai. We'll discover how each cup of tea connects us to Assam's natural beauty and the hardworking hands that bring it to life. So, let's begin the third part now. The story begins with two friends, Pranjal and Rajveer, traveling to Assam by train. Pranjal, who's from Assam, has invited his classmate Rajveer from Delhi to visit his home. Pranjal's father is the manager of a tea garden in Upper Assam, and he's eager to show Rajveer the land of tea. Imagine the excitement of seeing endless fields of tea for the first time. As they sip tea from a vendor at the train station, Rajveer mentions that over 80 crore cups of tea are consumed worldwide every day. Pranjal is surprised by how popular tea is, but Rajveer, who has done his research, is ready to share even more fascinating tea facts. As the train rolls on, Pranjal dives back into his detective novel, but Rajveer can't take his eyes off the scenery. The landscape outside is filled with endless greenery. He's never seen so many tea bushes before. The view is breathtaking. Tea bushes spread across the land, framed by dense, wooded hills, with rows of shade trees towering over them. Among the bushes, tea pickers move in rhythmic lines, plucking tea leaves with practiced hands. To Rajveer, the sight is magical, but Pranjal, who grew up around tea plantations, is used to it. He tells Rajveer that Assam is known as tea country, with the world's largest concentration of tea plantations. Rajveer is fascinated by tea's history, and he starts sharing some legends he read about its origins. The first legend is Chinese. A Chinese emperor once boiled water to drink, and a few leaves from a tea plant fell in, creating a delightful aroma and taste. This is how tea was discovered in China. Pranjal, still not quite impressed, asks for another story. Rajveer then tells an Indian legend about Bodhidharma, an ancient Buddhist monk. According to legend, he once cut off his eyelids to stay awake during meditation, and where they fell, tea plants grew. The tea leaves, when brewed, helped him stay alert. Isn't it fascinating how tea has stories that span cultures and centuries? Rajveer also shares that tea was first consumed in China as early as 2700 BC, and words like tea, chai, and chini come from Chinese. It was brought to Europe in the 16th century, where it was initially used as a medicine. The train finally reaches Mariani Junction, and the boys hop off with their luggage to meet Pranjal's parents. They set off toward the Dhekiabari tea estate, managed by Pranjal's father. The hour-long drive takes them along a scenic road bordered by endless rows of tea bushes, neatly pruned and stretching out as far as the eye can see. They pass groups of tea pluckers, mostly women, dressed in aprons and carrying large bamboo baskets. The pluckers' skilled hands move swiftly, plucking only the top leaves to be processed. This entire scene shows how tea picking is both an art and a skill, passed down through generations. As they approach the estate, Rajveer, who has clearly done his homework, asks Pranjal's father, Mr. Barua, if this is the second flush or sprouting season. This season, from May to July, produces the best tea, known for its strong flavor. Mr. Barua is pleasantly surprised by Rajveer's knowledge. Rajveer admits that he has been reading up on tea, but he hopes to learn much more during his visit to the estate. Through Rajveer's journey, Arup Kumar Datta invites us to appreciate the beauty and complexity behind a simple cup of tea. From the vibrant tea gardens of Assam to the hard-working tea pluckers, we see how much effort goes into every sip. Tea from Assam is not just about tea, it's about the connection between people, nature, and tradition. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the tea fields of Assam. As we conclude Chapter 5, Glimpses of India, let's celebrate the diversity that makes India so unique. From Goa's bakeries to Coorg's misty hills and Assam's tea estates, each story has added to our understanding of this beautiful country. If you enjoyed this lesson, don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the bell icon for more insightful videos. Until our next adventure, keep learning and exploring with English Magus. See you next time.